What's gotten so expensive that you no longer purchase it? You know what? I can afford it. But I kind of stopped going to the grocery store very often. I just got annoyed at some of the prices and was like, fuck it. Now when I get hungry, I just accept it. And even feel somewhat comforted by it. I needed to lose weight anyway. I also stopped going downtown to see my favorite bands. There is getting expensive, and the bar I'd go to started slapping 20-cent surcharge on card transactions. In truth though, I was getting tired of going out anyway, so this was just the excuse needed to stop going. I would love to know where some of you shop, because you definitely need to broaden your horizons for the very same items that are priced much lower. No. A bag of chips is not $7 at Walmart. No. Chicken thighs are not more expensive than breasts. At least at Walmart. If you spend $17 on a Subway sandwich, you are adding extras. That's your choice. I just don't get it. That being said, yes, of course things have gotten more expensive in the last 3 years, and it majorly sucks. I struggle with food costs weekly. Most candy and junk food. $8 for a bag of chips, $2.50 for a chocolate bar. That's the inflation. That's before we talk about the fact that there's nothing in the bag. That's the shrinkflation. That's before we talk about the lack of seasoning and the increase in filler as opposed to potatoes. That's the crap flat iron ... extra OB. When I buy junk food now, I feel disappointed with the product and upset with myself for falling for the trap yet again. I stopped buying Coca-Cola when it became more than 50 cents per can in Australia. Some American visitors thought it was crazy pricing even using their overvalued US dollars with exchange rate and asked if Australia was importing each can from the US. Well, nitrogen monoxide, just the secret recipe soap concentrate. But all the water, carbon dioxide and cans are Australian made. Bird seeds, specifically Blackwell sunflower seeds. I used to buy huge bags of it, fill the back of the truck. Kept my bird feeders stocked year-round. Then the price quadrupled after COVID, and I've not gone back. We moved to an area with a lot of natural, beautiful species of birds. Loved seeing what I could attract to our front window. I miss them, but it's not worth it. Berries, seasonings outside of the basics. Steaks, caffeinated beverages. JDM cars don't have one, but most of the models I wanted are so FK and expensive now. Still gonna get a 350Z shortly, but skylines are totally unrealistic now. Honorable mentions: shoes, restaurants, streaming services, haircuts, warranties. I gave up restaurants at the beginning of the year and learned how to make most of my favorite restaurant food at home. I've broken that rule a couple times in recent months, but noticed I really don't like the food a lot of the time. Except for Blaze. I still love their pizza, and it isn't too expensive yet. King crab. Can't remember the last time I bought it. Used to have it a few times a year and would buy usually £2 at a time. Sometimes do a surf and turf with scallops and steak. King crab has always been expensive, but now and I refuse to pay king crab prices for snow crab. Not worth it. Uber Eats delivery apps. I was always on the fence about them as it was, but the past year or so I feel like the price is going up and the fees are going up whilst the food is getting less. Furthermore, it feels like every driver is comboing 3 for deliveries in one go, so the food takes ages to arrive and is cold. I just paid $22 per ticket Australian for my daughter and I to watch Dune PT2. 2 drinks and a popcorn, I think, was around $25. So we're looking around $70 for 2 of us to watch one movie. I may not be at the point of never going to the theatre again, but it'll be the rare occurrence. Meat, it's gotten ridiculously expensive, and there's really no reason for it. I guess chicken will be next. $16 a pound is what they're charging while I live in Arizona. Price of hamburgers haven't gone up, so I'm wondering what they're feeding us in those hamburgers. Cigars, and having drinks of a weekend. But the Australian government's insane tax hikes have made them all expensive, and thanks to plain packaging laws you can't even read a description of what you're buying. McDonald's. Not that I can't afford it, but I'm not paying the current prices for cheap, processed food for on the go. They are trying to be fancier. They should accept who they are and stick to being cheap and convenient. It has always worked for them. I recently ate at IHOP. I had a ham and cheese omelette for sausage links, tea and a glass of milk. I was shocked when I got the check and was charged over $28. I can get the same meal at my local diner for about $12. So, no more IHOP for me. Chicken breasts. For years I was buying packs of 3 reasonably large breasts for $5. Then shrinkflation brought it to 2 breasts for $7. Nah, I'm willing to pay a little more for most things if I have to. But don't insult me. Me and the wife would have Friday as a more relaxing evening. We have 3 kids. We would always vary and order takeaway. Takeaway has gone from $30-ish to $506,070 for the same stuff plus increased delivery charges. Not worth it anymore. Every single fast food at us to be like $5 anywhere for a decent meal now is $20 for less amount and quality. Don't even mention service. For $20 at least I can still buy all the fixings to make a decent burger or sandwich at home. Premier League. It costs 70-80 euros per month in Norway. I can afford it, but it's the principle of the prices being far higher than market value, which is already too high. For 4 match weeks per month. That's 15 euros per match. On TV. Gold. It used to be that you didn't have to mortgage the house to buy a nice 1K gold chain. Now, I see these chains for necklaces when I'm shopping for my wife. And they're so thin. It's amazing they don't break within a week. Water bottles. From being very basic recipients to fashion or trendy items to have, and ever since the Yeti flasks were made popular by social media, they became obnoxiously expensive regardless of their quality. Video games when they come out. I'll gladly wait a year to not pay $80. I get that it's going to bring me pleasure to play a video game, especially if I get to pick it, but I still don't want to pay full price for it. Prostitution. There used to be a flat rate where you pay 50 euros and it was all you can FCK for the Americans. Reading this, I'm not making this up, but it doesn't exist anymore and the price has skyrocketed. Mobile apps. I'm absolutely infuriatingly tired of subscription services. The worst is that they let you download the app, so they can claim it as a download, only to get stonewalled by a subscription page. Name brand grocery items. It's all great value for me. I don't even know why Wally stocks the name brands. They just sit on the shelf, except for mayonnaise. Always Hellmann's, because generic mayo sucks balls. Organic vegetables. Maybe the non-organic will give me cancer, but damn is the organic expensive. I made soup the other day with fresh mushrooms. Organic would have been 12. The non-organic was 4. Soda. It's absolutely insane how much it costs anymore. I've actually ended up removing caffeine from my diet. In the past 6 months I've actually lost 20 pounds and feel so much better just drinking water. Having a pet, I've had pets my whole life, but lost my last cat a few years ago. I miss having a companion, but I know I cannot afford beyond basic care right now, or an emergency if it were to arise. Disneyland tickets, especially with the fact that the money is not going to the cast members who work there. Justin's chocolate hazelnut spread. I loved that it was a slightly healthier and vegan version of Nutella, but at $13 for a jar. I'll go without. The price is just so insane for what it is. I went to Five Guys today for the first time in a while and should have paid closer attention to the prices. Ended up paying $17 for a cheeseburger, small fry, and small drink. I did not tip. Alcohol. I never had a problem or anything, but it is so expensive to drink at all nowadays, and it adds up so fast that I almost never do, unless it's with friends. And even then it's iffy. Petrol. We got an electric car recently and fuel went up the next day. It's now sitting at $2. 30 order when it was $1. I ordered a couple years ago. We drive for work, so $400 a week saved. Converse All-Stars. When they were cheap it was worth going through 2 pairs a year. The price of a pair of high tops, compared to how long they last, is just not worth it nowadays. Chipotle, it's double the price of when I started eating it. Feels like the quality has gone down and the serving size is smaller on average. Great deal for $7.50. Med deal for $15. A lot of snacks and fast food. A bag of chips at the grocery store simply cannot be over $6. A McDouble, small fry, and medium soda shouldn't cost nearly $12. It's become insane. I never drink Coca-Cola, but a few weeks ago I wanted to buy a 12 ounces bottle. It was almost $3. I had no idea. I refuse to pay that much for such garbage. No snack food, pretty much just buying staples, meat, dairy, fruit, veg, and making everything from scratch. Ultra-processed food is terrible for you anyway. Movies, also for the price of one movie, and the fact that it will be streaming within months. Why bother? Can spend that $1 on the streaming service. The Carl's Jr. Spicy Chicken Sandwich was an affordable quick bite to eat at 99 cents. Now they are $3.50, same quality, at 3x the price. No thanks. I've nearly boycotted Big Brown potato chips. I'll buy them on sale, at no convenience store or regular price chips, and I really like my chips. Chinese restaurant here now charges for rice $2 small, for dollars large, appetizers as much as entrees. Entrees over $20. Outrageous. I quit years ago, and I saw cigarettes for $13 a pack, and holy shit, I can't imagine that still. When I quit it was like $4 or $5.